A little earlier from Cannes. It is time now for today's edition of Truth or Fake, our daily fact-checking segment. I'm joined by James Creedon. Hello, James.
Hi, Tom.
Now, let's begin with some fake news relating to that rather long, drawn-out legal kerfuffle, I think you could call it, between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. What's the latest you've got for us?
That's right. So, where do you even start? Because the internet has just been lit up with this story and it has sort of taken over. So I'll try to quickly run through some of the fact-checking that's been going on about this trial. So, it's defamation trial, two exes in court one claiming 50 million for defamation, the other counter-claiming 100 million. It's pretty popcorn stuff, although it's also tragic. So I think that's one way of summing it up. In any case, there was one claim that Amber Heard took a line from The Talented Mr. Ripley, that movie going back some time, which was based on a book from the 1950s. That's Gwyneth Paltrow there, one of the actresses in the film. And that she sort of ripped off a line from that movie and sort of, regurgitated it in court. The thing with Johnny is that, like the sun, it shines on you and it's glorious, then he forgets you and it's very, very cold. Now, let's take a look at one TikTok attempt to unpack that claim.
Everyone loves them so much. This is being misquoted on TikTok. This is not exactly what Amber said. Does she steal or borrow the plot from The Talented Mr. Ripley? I'll say yeah on that. Sure, I'll give you my blessing. But this is fake news. We are quoting Amber wrong. And people who are doing this, you're doing what she's doing. You're taking something that is pretty bad and you're blowing it up to make it so much bigger. And what's happening is you're going to lose credibility when you do this.
So there you go. She's my spirit animal. I think she's doing a great job there. It might be inspired by elements in the film, but it's not a rip-off, therefore it's fake news. But can we get inside Amber Heard's head and know, was she somewhat inspired by movies? We know she's an actress. We know there might be an element of acting going on the stand or performance. I mean, you're on front of a global audience, so that's no surprise, but it is not a direct quote.
Well, I refuse to watch The Talented Mr. Ripley anyway, because the French original was far better. Now, one other claim online. Did Johnny Depp's children take to the stand during this case?
So that's another claim that's been going around the web, partly because of a thumbnail appearing on a YouTube video that was sort of unpacking the way in which all of this has impacted on his children. So you can see there a quote under his son's face, "Destroyed my father," and then "not my fault." Now, what happened there was that was simply the thumbnail chosen by this Pop Juice video that was sort of looking into the way in which all of this impacted on the children. And indeed, the paparazzi did end up following the children around. So, they've been papped, they've been followed, they've been photographed, they've been interrogated. So certainly the way, and Johnny Depp did say that in fact the impact it had on his children was one of the motivations for him to actually go to court and try to clear his name, thinking of his children. But the children didn't testify, as many people now think online, because of that thumbnail showing quotes from the son, and it just got all confused and people thought that the children were actually taking to the stand in court. They were not.
Okay, so more confusion rather than wanton fake news there.
Right.
What of the claims that Amber Heard took illegal drugs during her testimony?
This flew around the web, and it was based on a video where at one moment during her testimony, this is earlier this month, right? So we're kind of going through all of the past month here and there. So in this particular moment, now while tissues were available for whoever was giving testimony on the stand, the claim is that she produced her own tissue and that something was sort of taken at that moment. Now that has been analysed, picked apart, looked at forensically by personality behavioural experts, by people looking at the fact that the tissues on the stand weren't touched from beginning to end. And indeed, she referenced this herself earlier this week when she took to the stand again, and more or less said that she didn't need the tissues this time. So the fact that every single detail of this case has gone so viral is even being sort of volleyed back, if you like, into the court performance itself. So there you go. In any case, PolitiFact in their fact checking of it say that basically there's no evidence that she used cocaine in court. So it's in the realm of pure speculation. That one.
Okay, quite a drama. Now, did Johnny Depp's extended family turn up to cheer him on at the entrance to the courthouse?
All right, let's take a look at this video, and that will perhaps answer it for us. Yeah.
Those are relatives, all relatives.
Right. there you go. He was sort of making a little bit of a joke to the camera because he definitely has won the war of, what would you say, of public opinion in this case, and his fans are turning out en masse. Meanwhile, Miss Heard is getting mostly boos, and a lot of people have then taken to social media to defend her. This is the actual opinion piece she wrote back in 2018 in the context of the Me Too movement, where she inferred that there had been sexual violence in her relationship with Johnny Depp, which he then says was, he was cancelled as a result of that. And so that was the birth of all of this. But just in terms of analysis of this, this is Marianne saying that this whole thing we've seen the politicization of voyeurism, and they go on to say that in the end, the hearings have uncovered not so much a dualistic or Manichean affair, but one that is mostly sordid. And sorry, I was going to show you one other thing. Why the internet hates Amber Heard. And indeed, you could go on about this all day, Tom. I'll have to stop at some point. But you have Leave Heard Alone on Twitter, and you also have people debunking ideas that she put on fake makeup. It's turned into an absolute spectacle online with claims and counterclaims, and basically it's a case of whoever is shouting the loudest is being heard the most, and the facts are somewhere lost in the noise.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that edition of Truth or Fake. James Creedon, thank you so much.